Douglas Ross.
I can't believe the First Minister is standing here defending Scottish education in the week that the results have shown standards to be at their worst ever level. And he has quoted what the Scottish Conservatives have said in the past about curriculum for excellence. But what he hasn't quoted is the problems with the implementation, which is on the SNP's watch. That's why Dr Keir Bloomer said the disastrous implementation of curriculum for excellence is the problem, and that lays at the hands of the SNP. Now let's look at another quote from John Jerome, the Professor of Education at UCL. He said this week: "I think parents probably should be worried. Clearly things are not going well in Scotland. Since the last Pisa results, the SNP have launched reports, independent reviews, national discussions, reform boards and consultations on education, and the one thing they haven't done is fix their mess." The SNP government's own International Council of Educational Advisers have said this: "The time for commissioning reviews is now over. There is a strong consensus. There is a need for action." A generation of Scots have already been failed, and another generation are being let down by the lack of leadership from Humza Yousaf and the SNP. Scottish schools have plummeted down international league tables on the SNP's watch. So what urgent action is Humza Yousaf going to take now, or are parents right to be worried about the future of Scotland's schools?
Minister.
Well, the people of Scotland can take comfort in the fact that, of course, we have an exceptionally good reputation and record in Scottish education, which has seen 94.3% of 16 to 19-year-olds in education, employment or training. That is a record high. As not just a First Minister, but as somebody who also has their child in the local secondary school, I understand completely parents' concerns at the recent Pisa results. I'm not dismissing the fact. I'm not taking lightly by any stretch of the imagination the results, and that's why the Education Secretary will stand up next week and give detail on what we're doing to improve literacy and numeracy. So I've, throughout my responses, accepted that we need to improve our Pisa score. But as for our record, Presiding Officer, on education, we're the party that abolished tuition fees, in very stark contrast to England, where students have to pay up to £9,000 a year. We have more young people in Scotland from areas of deprivation going to university than ever before. Now, the Conservatives want to heckle those young people from deprived areas down. But let me tell you more about our record, Presiding Officer. We have record numbers of young people going to positive destinations. We have seen the biggest single-year fall in the poverty-related, yes, the poverty-related attainment gap in primary in both numeracy and literacy. And all the while we have done that, Presiding Officer, when we have a Tory UK government that has taken a hatchet to our public services and inflicted over 13 years of austerity.